Scott McFarland. It's Wednesday morning. There is some real concern, some growing concern about what's happening in Indiana, as a growing number of Republican state legislators there are suffering threats and menacing amid this very heated, very controversial debate over whether to immediately redistrict Indiana, redraw the maps ahead of the midterm elections. And you recall last month, the president issued this Truth Social post in which he criticized by name some Indiana Republicans who weren't getting behind that redistricting plan. We have this open investigation now. The FBI tells me they are helping to try to find the person or people responsible. The state police are looking into this, but some of this is absolutely menacing to the legislators who are at the center of it, some of whom have spoken out against the redistricting plan, some of whom were named by the president in his Truth Social post. And to hear their descriptions of what happened, you get a sense of the impact here. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But one former federal law enforcement officer said there's something deeper here, more of a concern to us than just these singular cases. That no matter how the decision is made, whether this redistricting is approved or it's prevented, it's voted down, that the people issuing the threats are not only prone to be copycatted, but they may be validated that they helped swing a decision, whether they did or not. They may come away from this thinking that their threats were impactful, and then that could trigger a cascading effect nationwide in communities big and small, people trying to issue threats to swing public policy decisions, further ratcheting up the number of threats public officials receive. One of the state senators who was targeted from West Lafayette, Indiana, said the call was so troubling that the false call to lure law enforcement to his home claimed there was domestic abuse and that any officers who responded would be the targets of violence. Another Republican said the November 19th swatting at his home was scary and shocking, that someone would go so far as to try to cause harm or fear for him and his family. Another, a senator from near the Indiana-Ohio border, says false call was a pipe bomb threat on Thanksgiving weekend. She says it was because of political punditry on redistricting. This is a growing concern.